Welcome to CTM Sports. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we're about to get right into it. And before we get started, I gotta send a shout out to rest in peace to the legend, Larry Allen, a Cowboy legend, offensive lineman, can play any tackle or guard. It didn't matter. He probably could have played center if he wanted to. But rest in peace to Larry Allen, man. Good dude, strong dude. I mean, I don't know if anybody could really just get around him. Quiet, didn't really talk a lot of trash, but you didn't want to make him mad. Matter of fact, D lineman tell him, look, don't make this dude mad. Don't make my day harder than what it's gonna be. Because once he get them hands on you, you're not going nowhere. Or if he put them hands in your chest, you out. He'll push you back 5 yards. So rest in peace to Larry Allen, man, because he put in that work. He put in that work. So rest in peace to Larry Allen, man. He really did put in that work. Now, this topic, I want to say this. Some people may find it funny. Some people may get offended. I don't know. This depends on how you feel about either one. I don't look at it from color. I don't look at it from I just look at the actions that people do. So, Angel Reese said this about Kaylin Clark. People watch because of me too, not one person. So when I hear that, no matter the color, no matter your race, no matter your creed, whether you're a man, woman, Martian, or non-binary, or whatever, when I hear that person or thing say that, people insecurities will show when your success comes. Like when somebody says that people watch it because of me too, it kind of shows you that something's eating away at them, that another person's getting a shine that they're not getting, or what they think the other person's getting. And my thing is, let your talent speak for itself. Let your greatness speak for itself. Sometimes you don't get the initial shine, but through work and consistency and greatness, the cream will always rise to the top, no matter what. But when you stick out like a sore thumb and say things like that, in my experience of 40 years of living, it shows your insecurities. It shows that you want the attention, like a little kid, little entitled kid or something. So you have to be careful about how you respond to things and how you react and what you say. Because once you put the words out there, it's out there. But what I would say is, a lot of times, as you get successful, any young person out there, the more successful you get, the more of people's insecurities, jealous, and spite that you're going to see. For whatever reason. Some people's insecurity because they didn't get to that level, or they didn't get that level of shine. Sometimes they realize they can't even do the same things that another person can do. But when they say people only watch because of me, not one person, nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. But when you say things like that, it says a lot about what's going on up here. And in life, you have to control what's going on up here. You just do.
The sooner you can match what's in your head with what's going on in the real world, the better you're going to feel.
That's what you got to do. You got to match what's going on in your head to what's going on in the real world. It's not all about you. So with that, we're going to move right along because this show not going to be that long today. Charles Barkley. on the Club Shay Shay. He says that 80% of professional athletes go broke or they're going broke because of frivolous spending, not understanding how money works, not setting themselves up financially for the future. They just live for the now. According to him and what he said is, we see this all on social media. They buy all these expensive cars and houses, and think about the maintenance, what it takes to have something like that for longevity, and you never really lived a regular life. You went from college playing sports to playing professional sports, and things are coming at you fast. You got to get housing. You don't think about, well, what if I just buy a regular house in a subdivision? Why do I need a mansion? Unless you're a high profile athlete, I get it. But not having a financial advisor, not knowing how to manage your own money, can cause you to go broke. Because when you spend $200,000 on a car and you don't fill it back in with residual income or cash flow, that's a big hole to fill in that you dug out of your money. That's a really big hole to fill. So let me know in the comments, do you agree with Charles that 80% of athletes go broke? Let me know. So this is my last topic, and I'm about to slide up out this thing is how can regular people overcome the odds to become more than average and not being at broke? I know for me, um, the thing you have to understand as a regular person is if you don't have a skill that is sought after in the corporate world that's worth anything, the chances of you overcoming the odds are slim. If you don't, if you don't educate yourself in something, it don't always have to be a degree. It can be a certificate, some kind of license, a trade. You won't overcome the odds of being average or below average. And when it says average, I think they're saying now the average income is like 51,000. I want you to think about how many people in your vicinity, in your proximity, is making 51,000. I really want you to think about that. What kind of skills do you gotta have just to make the average income of 51,000? Find a text real quick. Kind of said it. It kind of summed it up real quick. I'm gonna read it. I seen it on Facebook. I thought I took a screenshot of it. Okay. It says the average rent is $2,000 in America, and we're supposed to make 3 times the rent, which is 6,000, which is 72,000. The average salary in the U.S. is 51,000. The math ain't mathing. If you don't educate yourself and get into a career field that pays a comparable salary, you won't overcome the odds to become more than average. Let me know in the comments if you can. But I'm telling you, if the average salary is 51,000, how many people do you know honestly that make 51,000? The average, according to stats, average salary in America. You got people that's like happy to make minimum wage, and there's nothing wrong with it. But minimum wage is just what it's saying. It's the minimum. Minimum, average, and then it's above average and excellent, whatever. And I'll say this. We're probably gonna talk about this on the podcast Thursday. Make sure you check it out, the podcast. Thinking Game Podcast that comes on Thursdays, 6 p.m. live, YouTube, Facebook. Make sure you check it out. But what I will say is, when you're living in the inner city, it's kind of like sports. They pay skilled positions, get paid more than the average positions. But you got to have above average skills. A cashier is probably not going to make the average salary at any retail place. Unless they've been there a long time, unless they somehow connected and they getting like the good old boy or friend system or something like that. But if you go to a lot of these retail stores, a cashier is not making $51,000, the average salary. It's not gonna happen. And if that was to happen, if they increased minimum wage to like $24, $25, you would start seeing reduction in staff because the overhead is so much at that point. That's why you have to up your skill level to get in that mid-level range, that average range of salary. And if you don't, you won't overcome the odds. This is for regular people. Because regular people, they go broke too. If you don't overcome the odds, what's going to happen is inflation is going to get ahead of you and you can't catch up because you're not making enough. If the rent right now for the average apartment is $900 to $1,200, and that's for the average apartment, that's not even like the best of the best. We're talking about just enough to say that it's an apartment. What do you think is going to be in another 5 to 10 years, the average rent? And how much do you need to make to cover rent, utilities, gas for your car, and food? How much you think your bill's going to be a month? And how much do you got to make to cover that and still have something left over to do leisure things or buy clothes and stuff like that? Let me know in the comments what you think. Because if you don't, I had to learn this. If you don't educate yourself, you're going to fall further and further behind the curve. And some things you can't learn in 5 minutes. It takes time to sit down and actually learn. Don't ever unprime yourself to stop learning about something. Just telling you from experience, learning is something that you want to keep doing and find out what you're good at learning. Me, I was kind of good at figuring things out, troubleshooting. So IT was the thing that really I latched on to. But there are other fields that you can do. And they're not just in all IT either. But you got to find your groove and where your personality fits. So let me know in the comments, how can a regular person overcome the odds of just being in that average range? What can they do? Would love to hear some of the comments. Thanks for watching. This is Mike. I'm signing out.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
It's always business. Never personal.
There can be only one.
So with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Thanks for helping us grow. Appreciate it. I think we had 200 some subscribers now. We're trying to grow it. Let us know what you would like to hear us talk about. Hey, this is Mike, and I'm signing out.